set this up. Uh, Gotta go ahead and open this, and then that. There it is. Do this, copy, and if I go over here, there is the link for that. Close this, and then I can open this. There we go. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, and then we're gonna jump right in. We're gonna see what has happened this week because there is a whole lot of things. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right in. There is a lot of things we're gonna cover in this episode here. So let's go ahead and exit to main menu here, and let's go ahead and grab what we need. All right, so this is what the cluster currently looks like. You can see that, yeah, we got multiple different factions around here. Not a lot going on over here. I mean, there's plenty of fleets around that haven't really moved around too much. We have UASA over here with their Guardian problem, KLC over here with their planet over here. You can see that SYC over here has gotten quite a lot of territory and they've done a lot of exploration. They've definitely explored some new areas here. Over here, you can see in the Chrono system, there's about 3 different factions here. We got IGI, GDA, and SYC. The Marathi system is basically the same kind of deal here. And of course, we also have USA over here, which probably is still taking a hiatus from Space Engineers. Now, I did put up a vote the other week to go ahead and see if we could try to speed up the season a little bit, and people voted for a small little upgrade to the amount of operations they get per week, so it's been upped from 3 to 4. And as such, people actually got the operations in the previous weeks because it's 4 per week instead of 3. So everyone got like roughly 14 extra operations to work with. So that's gonna give people like a little head start kind of boost. But something else that's also kind of neat is that we have a couple new factions here that are joining, which is pretty neat. Now I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's actually just jump right in and see what's going on. So we're gonna start with IGI over here. Let's see what they're doing. So first of all, they're going to be doing some upgrades to their planets. So let's see. Let me go find the planet that they own. Okay, where is that planet? There it is. And they wanted to do what with it? They wanted to upgrade it. So I'm gonna go and do these upgrades here. That's gonna be a bit pricey, but it's doable. So they are doing some upgrades there. That's gonna be that many operations spent to get that upgraded. And they're gonna do a couple more upgrades here. Do they even have enough to upgrade that? They are just barely don't have enough. So it's going to upgrade to something else instead. Let's go ahead and throw these in here. It's gonna be there we go, and then it gets that upgraded to there. Cool. So I've gone ahead and upgraded Atlas a bit, and they're gonna go ahead and start moving their fleets around. So this one here is going to actually move to here. They're taking this bit of territory here. It's not too much, but it's something. That is in the system up here. So let's go find that planet and go ahead and mark it as owned by IGI. There we go. So they now own this planet. And the next one, they wanted to actually move on to other fleets. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. There's a lot of things here. Because their fleet 2 is now moving over to this planet here. That helps to make sure that their territory here is actually fully connected here. Neat. So now they have control over this entire corner here. I'm gonna just mark that. Alright, so that's another planet for them. And that's pretty much all they're doing this week. They're not really doing a lot in terms of research and stuff, but they are gathering some new planets and upgrading a lot of stuff. I'll go ahead and update where their fleets have moved to. So let's see here. This one here is now at K7. And this one here is now at J4. Cool. That's IGI. Now, a new faction is actually going to be joining in, and we have DRF. They have been doing absolutely nothing for the past 14 or so weeks, but now this week they're actually going to be jumping in, and I'll have to go and grab their faction sheet over here, their details for their faction. So we got a couple of things here. I'm going to open this in the browser. Now, what they want to do, they want their faction to be this specific shade of purple. I'm going to grab this ship design that they submitted for their faction. And we're going to go ahead and give them their starting squadron. Just going to just do this. And we're going to go and grab this. And I want this color here to be that shade there. There we go. So now it's that exact shade of purple. And apparently they are starting here in the 9K system. I don't think they submitted a flag, so I'm just gonna work with this here. But yeah, now that they're in here, things are going to get pretty interesting. All right, let's see what they're doing. So the first thing they're doing is they're going to go ahead and do some research here. So of course they're going to jump in, gain power and fuel. It's a good starting point. They're going to be getting solar level 1 or something like that. This game's a basic solar. What else are they researching? Oh boy, we got all this stuff over here. Movement and mechanics. Getting all this stuff. The kind of basics. Let's see, they're going to get rotors, gyroscopes. So just quickly going down this route. And gain space travel up to level 3 just to get their basic ion thrusters. A good start there. And of course they'll gain armor up top. That's really important to get. And they're gonna go over here, they're gonna get weapons and bullets. Just so I can get, just to get those two out of the way. So I can start moving from there. And that seems to be all they're researching. They could research more, but that's all they're doing for this week. Now, this is where they're spawning in, and they're moving straight to Hundot right over here. That's like 2 tiles over, and this is going to be their territory here. So let's go ahead and mark this here. I'm going to go and do this. So it's going to make it the same as these other ones. So it's going to be white with a 0.5 outline, and it's going to be about 40% transparent. Let's just do this. Just to make sure it's all in the correct layer here. So this is their new territory, and that means their colony ship is basically gone because they've claimed this area here. And of course, to make sure we don't lose track of which faction it is, I'm actually going to go over to one of these other ones. I'm going to go and just grab this. This over here is DRF. This is their starting area. All right, let's see. We have to go ahead and give them their planet here. So that's going to be in the 9K system, and it's going to be that one, owned by DRF. Cool. All right, going back around here, we have UNE, which is not doing anything this week. Then we have UASA right down here. Let's see what they're up to. Understandable. Let me go and just reload this real quick. Close that. There we go. So that should be updated. Now let's see here. They're doing some upgrades, upgrading the Earth-like planet here. So let's see what they're doing. Let's start here. So they're upgrading the Earth-like planet. Okay, and then they're going to be upgrading both alien and Earth-like again. So let's go and see here. Let's see, they are going to... They're going to be doing some stuff here. So this fleet here, they're getting rid of. Then what else are they doing? They're going to be removing this, right? Yeah, they're getting rid of that one. Oh boy. They're unregistering a ship design here. Let's just go ahead and remove that. Then what they're doing from here is they are registering a new ship design. So take a moment. And let me go and grab the information here from this ship design here. And then okay, so that's our new ship register. That took a little bit. Sorry about the wait. Let's go and see what they're doing next. They are building a lot. Okay. So for starters over here, they're going to make a lot. They're building a couple ships here, so it's gonna make a new fleet. Alright, are they naming the fleet? Yes, they are. That's done. Now they're taking this new fleet here, which they're renaming to speed. And they're moving this quite a bit over. So let's see, they're moving it to 1, 2, then 3 here. So that's where that is now. It's dangerously close to FRM's area there. And then what else are they doing from here? Then they're building another fleet over here. And they're going to be calling this one over here Swift. And that one is another decently sized fleet here. All right, and what else are they doing here with all this? They're moving it here. And then they are going to be building one more thing here. Right over here. They're building one more thing. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's all their actions. That was quite a lot of things. A lot of prep. Not a lot of battle here. There's definitely a lot of prep. Let's see. Yeah, if you're going to be fighting on atmospheric planets, you might need atmospheric thrusters or hydrogen. It really depends on what your plan is. We have a new faction here, up here in the 9K system, so let's go ahead and get something for them here. Let's gonna just yoink this. This faction here, let's go ahead and make this Let's go and grab the colors for this fleet here. So this new faction over here is going to be SBR. Let's go and grab them. And let me go and grab their details here. They're going to be the Silverborn Republic, and I gotta go and get the hex code that they gave. So I have to go here and just paste this in. Interesting color choice. But they're starting here. And let's see what they're doing for their actions. So they're taking this ship here, and they're taking it just over here. They're taking this planet called Kasadi. Interesting choice. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go ahead and just take that color there. And then I'll grab this colony ship because they're settling there. Oh boy, they're going to be doing quite a few things here. Let's go ahead and mark this. They wanted to do some upgrades to every type on this, so let's go ahead and just throw one of each on there. And that means that we're going to get some information about this planet in the planet research area. There we go. So now I've run the stats for that. That's now available for everyone to see, and we're going to go ahead and get the other information here. They're going to be doing a whole lot of research. So let's go ahead and get their research started. Okay. So immediately going for some armor, not bad. We're going down here to get movement and mechanics, the basics. They're going to want rotors and gyros so they can go ahead and just continue, going around the place. So let's see here. Rotors, gyros. They want level 3 space travel just so they can go ahead and start moving around the place. They're going to go ahead and get power and fuel. And that'll allow them to start getting solar panels so they can actually start getting getting their ship some power, some basic power. And then over here, they're going for, where is it? Weapons, bullets, and Gatling guns, so they can at least get some defenses going. And then they're doing some more research. They are going for, oh boy, this could be fun. They're going for superheated material, then they're getting flamethrowers, and then they are going up to explosives. Then they're researching bombs up to level 1. So now that they have this, that means that this area here is unlocked. So you can see where those go. And they wanted to get missiles if possible, which is there. So we're gonna go away and give them that. Because they're getting missiles, it also unlocks swarm missiles, and they wanted to get swarm missiles if possible as well. So yeah, they're researching level 1 on all that stuff. So now they've gotten all this here, we can actually look at the weapons texture over here and actually go and see what exactly they found here. So in this part of the tree here, they've researched up to level 1, and you can see scrolling all the way up, there is nothing between level 0 and 10 there. When it comes to the missiles, I have to go to the right a bit more to here. You research that to level 1, which means they've unlocked those missiles there. And that means their next missile is going to be unlocked at level 7 there. So as for missiles, they have those 3 unlocked. And for swarm missiles, which should be more to the right, they've gone those up to level 1. So if we just scroll through here, that is what they'll unlock at level 2. They only have it at level 1 currently. But it's interesting. They've got some stuff. You know, new things in the texture here is interesting. Alright, that's it for our SPR. Now we're going to be looking at FNS and what they're doing. FNS is doing a lot of stuff here. So FNS is currently located over here in this corner. Oh boy, they're going to be doing a lot of stuff here. Doing some upgrades to Venus. Let's see here. And they're going to be doing some more upgrades. Okay, so that's some upgrades down over there, which gets them a lot of stuff. Now what they want to do, they're going to immediately go over here to the tech tree and they're going to be researching armor penetration. Not bad. And they're going to be researching armor piercing cannons over here. And they're upgrading that quite a bit, so let's go ahead and look at what they're getting here. Yeah, they're jumping straight up to here, so we're going to go and just move this up further. So getting level 21 here, which means they're going to unlock all this. And at the next level, they're going to unlock that. Now what's going to be interesting is they're going to be, oh boy. They're going to go for a major research hurdle here. They're going to be researching their armor to a really high level. Since they have the research. They're researching this all the way up to the max level, to level 22. So they have pretty much access to every armor type. That's going to allow them to build really big whenever they want to. That's insane. And now they are going to be doing a lot of they're going to be doing a bit of commodity trading here. Let's see, what are they trading? Okay, so that's a lot. And they're going to be doing even more trading. Doing some research over here. These factions are actually starting to become kind of dangerous here, which is interesting. Again, they're fast traveling to level 3, which will allow them to travel better. Or is it fast traveling to max level? Doing a little more trading. A little more trading here and there. Okay, looks like there's a bit of an exchange going on here, which is going to be interesting. I see what they're doing. Okay, so this is interesting. What they're doing is they are doing a bit of trading with one of their neighbors here. So let's see. What they're going to be doing is actually interesting. They're doing some of planet trading. Yeah, no, it just disconnected temporarily. Okay, stream should be back up and running here. Okay, so they're doing that, which is a lot. Then there is... Okay, so they're registering a new ship here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all going. kind of blurry, so it's a little bit hard to see exactly what things are like here, but shouldn't take too long to get this registered up here. There we go. So now that new ship is registered. And what else are they doing from here? They're building stuff. Okay, so let's get their new stuff built. And they're building it on this one here. It's gonna be a long name. So now we have that. That is gonna be a bit. Okay, and oh boy, it's gonna be a lot. That is one heck of a fleet there, but let's see here. Oh, that all checks out. They're gonna be taking this fleet here, and they're gonna be moving it. Let's go see what the chat's doing. All right, let's see. So they're moving this to down here. 1, 2, 3. So they're moving it here. Now this fleet over here, they're moving this to here. They're moving this fleet over here. Two, three. So yeah, they're moving that one there. And this one here, where are they moving this one? One, two, three. So they're moving it there. And then this fleet here, they're moving this one to one, two, three. Yeah, they're just moving it this way. So they have all these fleets just moving. That's a lot of movement. A lot of new ships are made. But with that, I can go ahead and update their locations, and that'll be it for the actions here. Okay, so that's FNS done. USA, which is located up this way. They're not doing anything this week, so that's fine. The next faction we have is GDA. They're going to be moving some stuff around. So first, they're going to be taking this squadron here, and they're moving it down here just to take this planet. Might as well make sure their territory is fully connected there. So yeah, they've taken over Mordax. Oh boy. And they're going to go ahead and build their own jump gate. So I'm going to grab this over here. Why are they building it? Building it on F11, so right here. Let's grab this color because they're going to need to put it in here. So yeah, they have their own jump gate there now. And while that's going on, they're going to go ahead and focus on, upgrades to Salus. All right, there's those upgrades to that planet, and they're going to be doing some more research here. They're going to be upgrading their space travel over here. They want to get it up to level 12 or so. Let's actually see how far that brings them up the tree here. It's definitely going to get us through a research breakthrough. So you want to get past there, past there. Yep, so they have unlocked small elite ion thrusters, right? They don't have vanilla large thrusters yet, but now they can use pretty much all variants of the small ion thrusters. I'll go ahead and get the research breakthrough here, so I can put it in the research breakthroughs channel. All right. Is there anything else they're doing? Nope, not really. That's all they're doing. There's definitely more stuff getting unlocked on the tree here. Up next, we have SYC, which is currently the largest faction on the map. They're doing a lot. So for starters, they're going to go ahead and build a new shipyard. They're going to be building it on A1. Chronos A1, so right over here. So they're building a shipyard here. And that shipyard will use up one operation to build. This is level 1. And now they're moving this over here to go and take this planet. So I'll give them Telos right there. Okay. What else are they doing here? Doing some upgrades. So they're going to be doing some upgrades over here on Jupiter. Shouldn't take too long. They're building a research station on this planet, Arion. Alright, let me go ahead and do that. So what I can do is I can go ahead and get the information for that planet. There we go. So there's that. And that will do that. Okay. I'll mark that this fleet moved. And it seems like this faction is going to be doing a bit of research. So let's go over to the tech tree over here. For one, they're going to be going to the Gatling gun tree over here. And they're going to be upgrading that to level 14. That basically means that this is going to go up here. They're going to unlock that. And they've revealed where the vanilla Gatling guns are. So that's interesting. They've been at level 14. They now have the TIO Guardian, the Prowler chain gun, and the Vector minigun as options. All right, and then if we go over here, They're putting a couple points into power storage. Not to unlock anything, but just to get a little bit of stuff there. A little bit into reactors. They're researching better armor. Yeah, not really unlocking anything with these upgrades here. Going up here, they are going to be researching capacitors. Alright, and we're back. Alright, so then over here, they're researching level 6 atmospherics. So now they have better atmospheric thrusters. Not a lot of research, surprisingly. And of course, they are going to be doing more upgrades to Jupiter. Okay, so not a lot there. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at FRM, which is over here. What they're going to be doing here, they're going to be doing a lot. So, first of all, Fleet 8 over here. This is going to be moving to H2. So 1, 2, 3, they're going to be taking this back here. That means they're basically retaking this area. And with that, Titan. They're moving this over here as well. And this one here, Fleet 10, they're moving down to H3, so there's actually going to be a bit of combat here. So I'm going to look at that battle in a bit here. Let's go look at the rest of their actions before we jump straight in. Looks like this faction is also... Okay, they're building their own jump gate as well. There's a lot of factions building jump gates. Thing is that because of this jump gate over here, you have the same guardian over here as well. While that's going on, I'm actually just gonna load up the world over here. Where is it? Season 3. Let's load that in the background. So while that's loading, I'm gonna go ahead and continue here with these actions. So there's gonna be a battle here, and a battle over here. Doing a bit of trading. Okay, they needed to do a ship registration real quick. Let's see. Subscribe to this. This is going to take a moment. Okay, now that that's been registered, so they want to do that, but they can't. Okay, so let's see. They wanted to remove all of these. That's all those removed. Removed a lot. Okay, let's see. Surprised that one hasn't actually been upgraded much. So they're upgrading Mercury real quick. That is Not a lot. They're grabbing this and moving it up here just to retake this area here. Let's bring this all back up. That's a lot. This is moving here, so there is a lot of battles here. Alright, so we're gonna actually go ahead and just jump into all these battles. There's a lot. Let's go ahead and close a couple things here to make sure that I'm not using all my resources on my computer here. You've got several battles we gotta observe here. Which one are we even gonna look at first? I guess the first one will be... Oh boy, I guess the first battle we're gonna look at here, we're gonna look at this battle here. Fleet 1 versus Fleet 10 here. Just gonna figure out what exactly those are. Okay, let's see. And which planet is that on? So we're going to the alien planet for this first battle here. Hope you guys are excited for a battle here. Okay, we got a question here. If someone joins late, what do they start with? They start with a lot of operations, yeah. Let me just pick a random spot on this planet. Doesn't really matter. Let's go with here. Alright, and let's go ahead and figure out which grids they are. This is definitely going to be interesting. So it's going to be basically two of these. And both of those are fighting against. Just gotta figure out what they're fighting. Be fighting these two. Now this is a battle on planet, so we're just gonna see if this can even fly here. I don't even think it has atmospheric thrusters. Which means that technically speaking, when it comes to a battle here on the planet, yeah, it's just an instant loss. So we don't even have to really simulate this battle here, considering that that's just an instant loss. Hold on. That was anticlimactic. So basically FRM lost this fight here. Their fleet 10 got wiped out. This is a win by default there. But that's not the only battle they have, because they have another battle over here on Earth-like, and that's using Fleet 1. I'm gonna check what kind of fleet that is. So it's gonna be this. It's gonna be fighting against... What was it? Yeah, it's just another loss for FRM as well. None of the ships they're using to attack are capable of fighting in the on on gravity. So that's just an instant loss. There we go. That's just early game battles for you, I guess. And then, well, that's really the only major battles that are happening here, to be honest. Then over here, if we look at FNS, they're having a battle over here with the Guardian. That is, of course, defending this area here. That is a battle in space. So let's go and set that up while we can here. Where is it? FNS. They have a massive fleet here. So let's go and set this up. I'm gonna go ahead and go towards the center over here, just so that way we're not too far from the edge of the universe. We're gonna go and spawn these in, so it's one of these, plus a lot of these. So you have all of this, and then we're gonna have the Guardian. Let's go a decent distance, like this far out. I'm gonna go ahead and get a spectating drone. I think it's this one. Let's grab this, make sure it's all neutral. And go and observe this battle here. Alright, let me go ahead and open up the chat here so we can actually see this battle happening. It's one Guardian versus about 20 or so ships. Things here are going to get very hectic very quickly. It's a good thing this drone is really small. I can easily catch up to the battle here. Shouldn't take too long before the ships actually get into range of each other. I think we can already see a few of them over there. They're gonna start popping into range. There's definitely just one ship over there. And the rest should be over there somewhere. I'm gonna get pretty close here. There's definitely a bunch over there. You just barely see them. Gonna jump straight into combat here. Because all those are gonna start making their way over here. Not sure if it's debris or if it's just... Let's remove the debris. Debris. Move the wreck. And his perimeter drone. There we go. See, all those ships are gonna start moving over here. Guardian isn't particularly like super strong, but it should be strong enough. So you've got some ships over here on the move. That one's moving pretty slow because of how heavy it is, but you can see it is moving towards the target over here. And of course we have all those smaller drones on the move as well. They're all going pretty much as fast as they can. It's literally just a swarm of tiny ships. Are they like moving sideways? I guess they're trying to orbit from really far away. That might be an issue with the way the AI was set up on these. It was kind of funny. With that. Yeah, they're all just moving around in their own ways. I think the AI on these was set up sideways by accident. And of course, that larger ship is slowly moving in as well. There's just this one drone over here just being harassed by this one enemy. And then you just have just a swarm of ships coming over. One larger ship and a whole lot of supports. So they're all going off to the side. There's just that one ship over there just ominously coming towards the target over here. We already have combat. Now already targets have been spotted. Yeah, those weapons might actually be able to do some serious damage here. It's definitely doing some damage. Yep, that definitely hurts. That artillery turret definitely hurts. There goes another chunk of the Guardian. So probably gone close enough to get attack type point defenses, which is basically just an interior turret there. There's all those drones just staying at a distance over there. I'm guessing they're just being a distraction. Guardian here isn't looking too good. He can only do so much damage. He's definitely feeling it as his armor is slowly being chipped away by that artillery. There goes another chunk there. There's some more drones here. We're just getting up closer. They're basically all just here. Things aren't looking too good for this Guardian here. He is able to dodge a bit. He's definitely able to dodge a little bit. He's still trying to go after the small drones over there. He's not able to do a lot of damage. The ship is going to get a little bit closer if he wants to finish off this Guardian here. It's still alive. It's able to do a bit of damage, but not a lot. It seems like most of the drones have kind of just passed by. They're kind of just chilling around the place. They're being really good at being distractions, just sitting around the place. But they can hardly do anything. That ship is still trying to approach. He's still definitely doing damage around the place. And that ship over there is just slowly trying to get closer. But it seems the Guardian is just chasing after the other ships over there. Definitely a slow battle, but it is moving. Swarm of drones just moving along. So far, it seems like this is the only combat-capable ship that actually works here in this fleet, at least the one that works properly. Over there. The Guardian is just running around, fighting all those small drones. At least trying to. This ship is going at around its maximum speed here, considering how heavily armored it is. It's slowly making its way closer and closer. Seems like the Guardian has kind of noticed it now. At least partially. It's keeping its distance at this point. Nice, that was a direct hit. Definitely some hits here and there. It's definitely doing some damage. There's a couple shots fired from that drone there. It just barely got close enough to actually start hitting it a little bit. Just barely missed. Another direct hit. He's definitely noticed that. Yep, those hits are definitely connecting now. Exposed. He's trying to fly away a bit. It seems like the chat is a little empty. These battles don't really have too much going on. We had 2 battles where the ships weren't even atmospheric capable. And then we have this battle here, which is very slow. But it's definitely better than the battle from last week. There's actually some combat happening here. That's actually making a bit of a difference. He's really going after those ships there. Those are definitely connecting. Oh. There goes part of his face. That's not looking too good for him. He's just making some evasive maneuvers here. Those cannons are definitely hurting a bit. He's still able to do some damage here and there. That's a close call there as he almost rammed into that ship. He's losing armor as the battle goes on. Direct hit. He's definitely taking a lot of hits here and there. I don't think it's gonna last much longer. I think his AI blocks are exposed to the front at this point. Something's exposed. definitely lost a bit more. Alright, those hits are actually connecting. It's like just going after all those. That was a pretty good hit. Those thrusters are exposed there. So far it's just a one ship that's actually doing damage, and it's pretty slow considering it's a heavy armor ship not doing a lot of damage versus a ship that's staying really far away. The good news is that it's chipping away at the armor. This battle will eventually end. So it is a really slow battle. It's almost a collision.